Good morning, class. Welcome to the next tutorial. This is going to be a fun one, and this is a fun one because you can do some really cool things, but it's also one which requires a lot more setup than the previous lessons that we've done. It requires you to take really similar pictures, similar from terms of a shading thing. You got to make sure the lighting's almost the exact same. You have to make sure the camera does not move and all these sorts of things. And yes, you can have those things happen. It just makes it significantly more difficult the more different the pictures are. Okay, so you can see in this picture I've got three of the same person in the same picture. I did that all by taking three pictures without moving the camera and taking those shots and then doing a bunch of photo editing. And you'll notice that there are some mistakes in here. I did not spend a super long time doing the editing, but if you look by my daughter's hand here as it's holding onto the bench, there's a little bit of discoloration here, and there's also some weird things going on with the fact that half of her legs are missing, right? It's these small things that if you take a picture which is the exact same as each other and the subject's just moving around and everything else is the same, those little errors are omitted, okay? Or you can spend a long time doing the editing. So the first thing you need to do is take a series of pictures which are all roughly the same, and I have done so here. I've got 4 pictures of me in the computer lab, just at different places doing different things, and you can tell right off the bat that the shading is different in a lot of these. The lighting's slightly off, which we're going to then have to be fairly careful with our editing. At least the stuff isn't really moving around a lot. It's just me and the lighting which is changing. Okay, I used a tripod, so hopefully that would have been the case. Now the first thing you need to do is open up one of the images, just like this. Then you need to start adding your other images in. And the way that you can do that is find the location of your images on your computer and simply drag them in as new layers. So the picture that I currently have is me standing up, so it's not this one. So I'll grab this one and I will drag it in and I will drag it above here. And the order that you place these things isn't going to be a huge deal. It's just a matter of keeping it straight. Okay? And the way that you do this is, again, creative masking. Okay, so I'm going to do the images one at a time. You can copy them all on and do that. I think it might be easier to do it this way. Right now we're seeing this image. If I turn that one off, then you see the image underneath. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mask which will eliminate everything from this top picture except for the picture of me, except for me sitting in this chair. Okay, and you're going to be doing the exact same thing for all of your images, and this one here, your background image, is the one that you're going to be touching the least. So I suggest you take your best picture and leave it as the background, and then all the other ones, if there's weird shading or anything like that that you don't want in the picture, then you have those ones not as the background picture. Okay, so if I was smart, I would have cleaned up the garbage over here and had that as my background picture, and I can edit it and everything else, but whatever. Okay, so first thing you do is create your mask. You can do that easily by just coming down here and clicking Add Raster Mask. Unfortunately, that means you are going to have to paint everything black, and then you're going to be moving forward to the highlighting the person. Oh, here I am editing, and you are listening to me sing. There. Now, if you look over here in the mask, everything is black, which means you are not seeing anything in this image. Now if I switch the color to white, it's a matter of simply finding myself and doing a good job of only selecting the portion of me I want to come through. Oh, here I am editing, and you are listening to me sing, sing, sing a song as I'm editing my picture. And there you have it. And this is where you start to see the importance of making sure your colors and shading and the lighting is as similar as possible. Because if you take a look here where I went a little bit too high above my shoulder, there's a very obvious difference here. So you have to be a lot more precise if your colors don't match up exactly. And now if you want to edit everything else and do a much more careful job, you can just turn off your background layer, and this is going to be the more detail-oriented side of things, which is going to take a long time to get perfect. And you just choose smaller and smaller brushes, and you come in and you get smaller and smaller brushes, and you only select the things that you want to keep. And you can get as detailed as you want with this. Yo, I rap when I work, and my feelings get hurt, 'cause I can't really twerk, but the desire, it does lurk. And you all probably feel ill, 'cause my rap has no skill, and I'm editing nil and rapping about it still. Oh, here I am editing, and you are listening to me sing, sing, sing a song as I'm editing my picture. And there you have it. That's picture number 1. Now you've got to do that again for the other pictures that you have. And just like last time, I will be fast forwarding this so that you don't have to watch me do it all. I will also not be being very precise here. You'll have to forgive me for that. I don't want to have to spend hours and hours and hours and hours doing this. Okay, you don't have to either. Again, that just comes down to how detailed you want this to be. Yo, I rap when I work, and my feelings get hurt, 'cause I can't really twerk, but the desire, it does lurk. And you all probably feel ill, 'cause my rap has no skill, and I'm editing nil and rapping about it still. Oh, here I am editing, and you are listening to me sing, sing, sing a song as I'm editing my picture. And there you have it. A picture of me doing 4 different things at once. And that's how you do multiplicity. Obviously, I didn't do that great of a job of editing everything together. I recommend you put a little bit more effort into it, okay? Also, as I was doing this, I should have probably recommended this as well. Understand your layers of your image, and whatever's going to be the background of the image, that should actually be the background of your image as well. So yeah, it's important to have your nicest picture as the background, yes. But you'll notice that this chalkboard, this whiteboard was supposed to be in the background of the image, and I spent a fair amount of time trying to play with both of the masks around this image and this image, because one of them was in the background, one of them was not, and I needed to try to somehow make it look like this was still on the background, even though if you look at the background image, it's not there. And the editing to try to do that got kind of sloppy, right? So it's important to make sure that it's important for simplicity's sake to have your background image, whatever's going to be the furthest back in your multiplicity photo, to be in the background, more so than having your best picture there, if you don't want to do that much editing, okay? But that's all there is to it. Another creative use of masking, allowing you to create some fairly cool images. So have fun for this assignment. It's going to be just create your own multiplicity photo. It can be of you, it can be of something else. I would choose to do something living and not like a flower, like a person or something like that. So do yourself would be the easiest, because if you just take a picture of a mug and move it and take it in a whole bunch of places, I don't know if you have one mug in 1,000 places or if you've got 1,000 of the same mug, right? So do something which is obvious that it's the same thing in different locations, okay? That is all for this tutorial. Like, comment, subscribe. Take care of yourselves.